You're listening to the Board Game Snobs podcast, a ridiculous podcast with ridiculous hosts that discuss ridiculous things. And any mention of board games is purely coincidental. And so, without further ado, and with a heavy dollop of shame and embarrassment on my part, I give you the Board Game Snobs.
Welcome, just welcome to yourself and the Board Game Snobs podcast. Gaby's already got his phone out looking up stuff.
Welcome to
This must
yourself.
be good.
What does that mean?
Yeah, welcome. Means just welcome yourself. I don't got time for this.
So you're saying welcome yourself, like you don't have time to welcome people to the podcast.
Yeah,
But you
make
already
yourself
said
at
it.
home.
Make yourself
Welcome
at home.
yourself.
Okay, now that
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, it's an interesting way of saying make yourself at home.
I've never heard it.
It's like
phrased
welcome
quite that
yourself.
way.
I've never heard it either. I made it up just now. I invented it. Welcome yourself.
Welcome yourself.
What are you doing in there? What are you doing in there? I'm welcoming myself. Hello, son. Oh, hello. Well, make yourself at home.
Oh, pleasure
Small
to be
talk with
here.
yourself. Pleasure. Yeah, pleasure to be here. Yeah.
You know what I find
Oh,
interesting?
No, I don't. I literally don't know what you find interesting besides Fast and
Well,
Furious.
I find the Enterprise very interesting. As you see it posted over my shoulder, it's the same picture that's been in here forever. The Enterprise is a fascinating ship, but that's not what I was going to talk about. What I find interesting is we literally said, hey, you want a podcast? Yeah. We turned on Skype. We turned on Audacity. We start recording. I have no idea what we're going to talk about.
I got stuff to talk about.
Okay, good. I mean, I got stuff too, but we did not at all, literally at all, discuss, hey, this is what we're going to talk about. So
How is this different from
just
anything
shooting
else
from
we
the
ever
hip?
do?
I don't know, because
You never prepare.
let's be meta. We're doing the Skype chat, so I don't know.
Yeah, we are Skyping.
But I
wanted to
am
do
started on
Discord and do
whiskey
a
'cause it is
Discord
after
channel.
5.
I got gin and tonic.
There you go.
Actually, Sprite. Yeah, I wanted to do Discord. I think we need to start doing a Discord voice channel. That way we can invite people who are on Discord in to speak to us.
Is there a way to prevent them from just barging in?
Probably not.
Just whoever comes in, hey, what are
Hey,
you talking
yeah.
about? Welcome to the show.
It's
Welcome
like a
yourself.
wild and crazy. Welcome yourself. That's what we'll call it. Welcome yourself. That's what I'm creating the voice channel right now. We're gonna call it Welcome Yourself. Here we go. Create channel,
Uh-oh.
voice, new channel name. Welcome yourself. I come up with the greatest ideas.
Look at you.
All right.
If no one else
New-
will compliment you, you will.
I will. I'm good. So the Welcome Yourself voice channel is now active on our Discord.
How about that Super Bowl?
I watched it. I had a Super Bowl party, as did you. I want to compare our Super Bowl parties.
Why?
Just because I want to know if mine was better or if yours was better. Because I'm petty that way. So let's do it. Let's do it.
I don't know.
All right. I just want to point out. This will be like the Super Bowl party game. All right. So I want to point out that I had Enrique. Enrique came to my house.
You're always in
All right, so
competition. That's fascinating. Why can't you
All right,
just
so I'm just
enjoy?
I did, but I'm just saying I enjoy winning the competition as well. So I'm just saying that Enrique lives exactly the same distance between us. Him and his family came to mine. So that's 1 point for me.
Okay.
It's okay.
Is
so
it, though?
what Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
you had
'Cause Mag.
You had Mag. That was a +1.
Yeah. That's a +5 in my book.
But Enrique's a -10, so I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Enrique sat next to me on a corduroy beanbag eating on his fingernails.
Yeah, that's good. I was wondering if you
And
had,
Enrique's-
if you went somewhere or if you had something at your nice
Is that
estate.
it was at the estate.
The estate.
It was at the board BGS estate.
The beach.
And it was yeah. Enrique's sister brought chocolate covered strawberries, so there's that.
There you go.
So that, yeah.
So the food
And
is always a thing, and there's going to be a large group of people that don't care anything about Super Bowl. But when what we talk about is the food, my wife made sliders for the first time ever. They were
I made sliders too.
Really?
I made my famous sandwich.
So your famous sandwich is a slider?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a riff on a funeral sandwich. Do you know what a funeral sandwich is?
Yeah, you mentioned this before, and it sounded really good.
Yes, I made those again. And again, a pun was made. A person said that these were to die for.
Classic. Was it you that made that pun?
No, it was Scott. It was Mr. Awesome.
Oh, okay.
Everything special. You know Mr. Special.
He was there as
We have
well?
a friend. Yes. So that right there. I don't know how you do that.
Sorry. Well, that's, I think I will.
Very special. Very special. Mr. Special is so I had Enrique's
The
entire
three people
family
that
and
know
Mr.
all the people are going to, that's funny.
Okay, well, anyways, Mr. Special was there, and I had sliders.
Nice.
What was your wife's sliders?
What's that?
Describe your wife's sliders.
They were on Hawaiian rolls.
As were mine.
Some sort of
Were they homemade Hawaiian rolls?
homemade? No, they were not homemade.
-1 for her.
Okay. Some sort of beef that she mixed with some mixture. I did not ask because I don't know. I wasn't that interested.
Beef, not ham. Interesting.
Yeah, no, it was beef. And then she made like a slaw that went on top of it and some cheese.
No. Slaw, you've lost me there. I made mine with Worcester sauce. That was the glaze over the sliders.
Sade also made sliders with cracked chicken is what it's called.
Cracked chicken.
Cracked
Chicken on cocaine?
No, it's chicken.
Strung out chicken?
Strung out chicken because it's past tense. Cracked. The chicken has been cracked. Basically, it's in a what do they call it?
What did they do? Did they tie him in a chair in a dark room and keep asking him questions until he finally breaks emotionally? I say, I don't know the boy.
It wasn't me, I say. The chicken was cracked. What does that mean? I don't. Oh,
I'm
no,
looking
I know
that
what
up
it
right
means.
now.
I think the chicken, like they compressed the chest, almost like, like when you're trying to resuscitate somebody, but instead you break the rib cage. I think that's what they do to the chicken. But it was just meat.
I'm looking it up. I think it's a seasoning. It's just a seasoning. I don't think they actually tortured the chicken. This is not like veal. A great seasoning for all your favorite food.
Huh?
Yeah, it's a seasoning.
What's spatchcock's chicken? Oh, okay. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, they don't torture the chicken.
No, Sheena has corrected me. She said the one where I'm talking about where they break the chicken, where they smash the ribs, is called spatchcock.
Spatchcock?
Spatchcock chicken.
Looking it up.
Which is really good as well. No, Sade made hers in a crock pot. It was really good. We had some friends of ours brought pizza. Some friends of ours bought... okay, look. Do you have the friend that brings a vegetable tray? I'm like, who wants that? Who's bringing that?
Do you don't want to know what our vegetable was? We had none. Nobody brought any vegetables to my house because they know. All right, so I didn't know I was competing against two sliders. I will hold back on the cracked chicken thing because I don't know what that is. It sounds awful.
It was really good.
I'll hold judgment.
Really good. It was all really good. I made Velveeta and Rotel, which is my go-to Super Bowl. Pretty much anytime I watch football, I got to have Rotel and Velveeta and chips.
You melt cheese. Okay.
I melt cheese.
As for us, wait a minute.
I don't
wait
like
a minute.
The chili in it.
Wait a minute. Let's slow down. Don't get ahead because Enrique's other sister, Tina, brought her own mini slow cooker aka sort of like a mini crock pot,
Right.
and made her own dip there. And what was the secret ingredient to her dip?
Love.
Dos Equis. Dos Equis. And her dip was awesome. And so your cheap Rotel and Velveeta could not possibly, that you microwaved, no doubt, could not possibly have compared to Tina's slow cooker Dos Equis dip. So
what was
I'm
in
just
it
saying,
besides Dos Equis? I mean, were y'all just
some
drinking?
sort of cheese. She put
Drink-
like no.
You were
she put,
drinking and eating chips?
well, no. She put cheese and other stuff in it.
What sort of cheese?
I don't know exact. She didn't show me. It wasn't Velveeta because I don't let Velveeta in my house.
Are you insane? Velveeta
no, I
is
don't like
God's
Velveeta.
gift to cheese.
It's not a cheese.
It's a cheese product, and I love it.
Well, I'm sure you do, but it's not. It's because I don't know. It's just weird.
Oh, I love Velveeta. I love that taste. Like, there's nothing like the
It's a
taste of
cheese
Velveeta.
product. I just don't.
I know, and it's manufactured to taste so good. Oh my goodness. However, I kept asking, do y'all want chili in this or not? Because there's some people that are like chili and Velveeta. I'm not in that group, but I put it in there. I did not like it. I don't like the chili in my Velveeta. Keep it out. Also, my wife made a pasta salad. We had the bacon wrapped jalapenos with the cheese in them, stuffed jalapenos with cheese, and bacon wrapped. Charsala made those. Oh my God, they were so good. We had quite the feast, I'm going to say. But I mean, your party sounds like it was very nice as well. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I was curious. Okay, so question. I know you're a streamer guy. How did you watch the Super Bowl? Because I subscribe to Paramount Plus because of Picard and a Star Trek New Worlds and an assortment of other shows. So how did you watch it?
I Paramounted Plused it.
Oh, okay.
Which also had like my favorite commercial of the Super Bowl.
That's what I was going to discuss with you next. Favorite commercials.
Yeah, I was keeping track of the commercials, and there was obviously many that I really liked, but the game got me more. I didn't think I would be so in tune to the game.
I'm happy you like the football because I know you weren't really into football.
I watched Barry Sanders back in the day. That was my team. The only game I watched this year, I watched the Lions get beat by the 49ers. I didn't know what the 49ers, what they were doing this year. And as soon as they beat the Lions, I started looking them up. I really liked their team. So that's who I was rooting for.
Yeah.
Just because. But now I'm afraid I'm going to have to move on over to the
Jerry, where's your integrity?
Well, no, here's the thing.
Your son.
Unless the Lions do good, I would like to see Kansas City do the three-peat, mainly because I don't like New England.
Okay, here's the thing. I was with Mahomes until they just got arrogant. Did you see? Okay, you know what really upset me, and it really, truly upset me? When Travis Kelce bumped poor old Andy Reid. Andy Reid's the sweetest man you ever know. And he nearly knocked him down in his rage, his fit of rage. You know what I'm talking about?
That was weird. Yeah, it was very weird.
Andy
Reid looks like he looked like he's in like the line at Golden Corral. He does not look like he's the coach.
No, he's one of me. He's one of us. Like,
yes,
he just, his commercials are adorable. He's a sweet old man. And Travis Kelce, in all his glitz and glam, I'm dating Taylor Swift, I'm the superstar, hollering at him like an animal, I did not approve, and I do not approve, and that made me even more anti-Chiefs.
To antagonize some of the Chief fans that were in the room at my party, every time they showed him, I referred to him as Mr. Swift, and his post-game little speech, to me, I'd never heard him speak, and that just solidified that he sounded like an idiot. He might be a scholar, I don't know, but he sounded quite dull in the intellect.
Well, I mean, he is dating Taylor Swift. Ooh, zinger.
That's not Taylor. Don't talk about Tay-Tay.
Look, here's my thing. here's my thing. What I can't stand is I just rich people get on my nerves, period.
Wow.
And it's just
Wow.
Really, it's just an envy thing. It's just envy.
Wow. Some class warfare there,
It's a
Gaby.
class warfare. I don't like rich people because usually
Wow.
they act like Travis Kelce. They holler and scream at people for no reason. They treat those like everybody's beneath them. I don't approve of that. Now, am I generalizing? Yes, I'm very much generalizing. But we see it all the time with these reality shows with the Kardashians and so forth. And it's like they have no concept of what it's like to work a 9-to-5 job and struggle to make, pay rent and all this type of stuff. And then they treat anybody, the serving class beneath them that might be, bringing them their dinner or a drink or whatever. And they just treat them like crap. And I just do not approve. Now, Taylor, no doubt, is a sweetheart. And my problem with Taylor is that she's almost flawless because, she has created this image of being flawless and sweet. She loves her fans. She writes her own music. She's just perfect in every way. She's a billionaire. And now her boyfriend is on the Super Bowl winning team. It's like, how much, ire can you build up towards somebody that has this much success? And it's just... it's not really her fault. It's me. I just want to root against her because of her success.
I'm exactly the opposite. I wish they would have kept a little small camera on her and a little screen was shown the entire time of her right down in the bottom of the television so I could see her reaction to every play. Not that I like Taylor.
We're concerned about Ice Spice.
Who's that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You had Blake Lively up there for a moment. Then Ice Spice.
They did.
Yeah.
They had Blake Lively and what's her face up there when they showed Jason Aldean and not Jason Aldean, Blake Shelton.
What's about to say Jason Aldean?
I'm sorry, I don't know these country guys, but it's the guy that lives close to me, Blake Shelton, and what's
Shelton
his face?
And Gwen Stefani.
Right next to them. You rewatch that. I'm pretty sure that was Carson Daly. They did not point him out.
That was Ice Spice.
That's who that Ice Spice?
You. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is she a Spice Girl?
She is not a Spice Girl. I think she's a rapper, and I don't think she's very good. Why Taylor's friends with her? I don't know. Maybe Taylor's broadening her horizons.
How many people were at your Super Bowl?
We had, forget the picture. We had, 12. We had some contact the flu last minute and had to bow out. I think we had about 12 people.
I had close at 20.
Oh no, my house. Well, I don't have the living room you do, so I had to.
We also.
You have a very and y'all built your house specifically for this reason. You have a very entertainment oriented built house.
And we also, Bubba was not at my gathering. Bubba, unfortunately, was double booked.
He was with his brothers.
Yes. So none of us gets points for Bubba.
No, because I invited him. He said, my brothers are coming in. We're doing a family thing. I was like, okay, all right.
There was almost violence at mine, but since I almost started it, I don't feel like that should be counted against me.
Was it game related or just?
Yes, it was game related violence.
Okay.
It was game related violence. And I stand righteous on this. I will recount to you the incident, but I will not name names.
I'll listen and judge. Go ahead.
Okay. An individual who tangentially, who I would describe as being somewhat, let's say, somewhat diminished in capacity. All right. So this individual thought it wise to ask for my Wi-Fi password, which I freely gave. Then, during the game, for which they apparently have no real interest in, decided to begin looking up various random facts and stats of the Super Bowl while it was going on, only to find out that apparently, because the internet cut out right as we were hooking up, that our stream was a few minutes behind the actual game.
That sucks. I hate that.
So, he, during the second quarter, made a odd comment regarding an upcoming drive. And that comment was correct. And I noticed that. Then he called a penalty. Then, right in the fourth quarter, before the overtime, spoiler alert, happened, he called it. And I realized that he was calling out the game ahead of time.
Yeah.
I told this individual, do not do that and to put their tablet down. Now, I will mind you, this is
Look at you laying down
this
the
is
rules.
an adult. Now, nobody else apparently caught on to what was taking place. And unfortunately, because it is a large area, people loud noise talking, there was a point in the game where this individual made another comment about what was taking place, which sent me over the edge, which caused me to go from my pleasant voice that I typically have to the voice that I use that you well know when I am telling you without a doubt, I am threatening you. It is violence. You need to stop what you're doing. Violence will come your way.
What was the moment?
Somebody, it was in the overtime regarding certain field goals being made. Once I made this comment, someone else in the room defended him, tried to calm me down, which caused me to burst out that he has called the last 6 plays of the game. He denied it. And then I said, if you're that good, I'm taking you to Vegas. Like nobody is that good. And then I proceeded to make a rather colorful threat that if he made any gestures with his hands, any facial gestures, or made a noise until this game was over, I would eject him from the premises physically. People thought that this was quite weird for the host of the Super Bowl party to get so extreme with one individual. Thankfully, he got up from his seat, went into the kitchen, and told somebody who was about to win the Super Bowl. And my ire was justified. Now, I feel as if this person had said such a thing during the game, I think that I could have done some mob justice on this person and nobody would have stopped me. That is beyond, that is tantamount to talking in a movie theater. That's worse than talking in a movie. That's like going to a book release and shouting out the ending.
Yeah. That is an issue with streaming. Because I too had a friend texting a group chat I'm in, the results of plays before I had seen the play. And I too had to reprimand them and say, stop, please. I have not yet seen this play you're describing.
I didn't have that problem because when the game started, like a normal person, I put my phone down because I'm not a teenage girl, Gaby, and you don't need to have your phone on you looking at it during the game.
You're the one
so
hollering at somebody with diminished capacity.
Listen, if you have the capacity to know what, yes,
so
I don't care.
So I think I know of which of thou'st you speak, and I can understand your ire. Poor Enrique. No, just kidding.
It was not Enrique. For it was not. I'm gonna make this clear. It was not Enrique. Enrique was with me on this. Enrique would have ride or died if it got violent.
Because of the fact that I had a friend watching it, for whatever reason, streaming is somewhat delayed. And for whatever reason, if you're watching it on cable TV or something like, a satellite, you do get the results faster. So, and even if you're checking, like, I don't know what he was checking internet wise, but you would get the news faster than the play is getting made. That is frustrating. And I don't understand that delay because it's like, I'm streaming the internet. It seems like it should be here almost instantaneously, but I can understand your ire of diminished capacity. I mean, I know you know this person from way back when, and
they have a driver's license.
You have a long.
They're not that diminished. I'm just saying.
A long history with them, and
they can drink. They can join the army. That's not. When I say diminished capacity, I don't want our listeners to think that I was upset with somebody who didn't know any better. I was upset with somebody who simply is. I should clarify. They're socially diminished. Let's say that.
Right.
Yes, they have a job. They're not all right.
And so they were doing this specifically to make themselves look special?
All right. This person, I should give this context. Because you're a TikToker, I did not know of this new trend, and maybe you don't as well, of some goofy person walking into a room holding some sort of container and asking, is it open? Is it closed? Do you know this trend?
I do not.
Okay. Well, when we're done here, I give you permission, and I won't shame you like I normally do. Get on TikTok and look up, is it open? Is it closed? Basically, this person walked into my house carrying a half-empty bottle of honey, of the Bear honey. And I said,
the stickiest substance ever?
Yes. And I go, I have honey. Do you need it? And he holds up the bottle of honey and asks me, is it open? And I go, well, it's halfway empty, so yeah, it's open. But are you talking about the lid? No, the lid's closed. He says, is it closed? The TikTok thing is when they're asking, is it open or is it closed? They're referring to their mouth.
Oh, my God.
They will open and close their, and this is apparently some stupid thing. I feel that right there should have given me enough license to eject the person.
Yes.
From the event.
Ejaculate them out of your house.
Exactly.
That's what I would have done.
So I'm just saying that's what I was dealing with. Anyways, so this person, yes, that's just the issue that I had been dealing with. But other than that, the Super Bowl went pretty good.
Other than our team losing.
Well, right, but yeah, it was a great game though. That's a great game.
It was a good game. That's one of the few games in recent history, Super Bowl wise, that I have been. I feel like the Eagles game was kind of down to the wire, but I was invested because I have a Niners heart beating in me because as I've declared on the show, and I know that we've lost many a board game listener because there's so many. You know what I don't get? That's what I don't understand. Okay, but to finish my thought.
Why you won't stay on topic?
As a small child, I was a Niners person. Okay, I'll get it. I'm with you. I understand. I don't stay on topic. I've been with the Niners since I was a child. I migrated over to the Cowboys, which is almost like a betrayal because they hated each other in the 90s, blah, blah, blah. People that do this whole thing of, it's almost like they're proud that they don't watch the Super Bowl and they don't care about football. Get over yourself. Nobody cares. Okay, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But don't act like you're proud about like you're so cool because you don't watch the Super Bowl. You have better things to do. Okay, all right, that's great. You do those.
Well,
things.
I don't watch football, but I do. Even I enjoy the Super Bowl.
It's the enormity of the event. It's the show. Also, Usher put on a show. And
from last season's Super Bowl, that last season's Super Bowl, I hated the halftime show.
Pro Usher. My wife
Usher
and
did
I
good.
Started dating to "You Make Me Wanna" and "Nice and Slow" and many a song on that Usher album. So Usher has a deep-seated place in my heart as far as musicians. So I was proud to see Usher being up there. And he's nearly my age. He's like 45 or 46. I looked it up yesterday.
He's 45.
And that rascal still got the moves. He can still dance. He can still sing. It was a fantastic show. And I was very happy to see that.
I like, first off, they always got somebody riding on somebody else's coattails. And they had Little John come on there.
Don't talk about
Lil
John or Luda.
Come on there. Oh yeah, both of them. Luda looked like he was a little league football player coming out there with the pads.
Luda is precious because he's in the Fast and Furious franchise.
And what was the deal with CeeLo Green looking like he just came from school wearing that?
That was Jermaine Dupri, not CeeLo Green.
That wasn't?
That was Jermaine Dupri.
I don't know him.
I don't either, but someone in our audience with us said that it's Jermaine Dupri, not CeeLo Green. Many other people also think that was CeeLo. It was not.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Stand corrected.
But anyway, That was still not the best Super Bowl halftime. Prince will always have the best Super Bowl halftime.
Prince is Jerry. You are correct. Prince is the best Super Bowl halftime of all time.
Right. So, but Usher did good.
It was very, very good.
Usher did good. And Reba, that poor guy.
I did
crying.
not watch that part. I didn't catch it.
Okay. Reba sang the national anthem, and they cut to some football player that was crying.
I did see that part.
Reba made him cry, which was that. I mean, like Reba makes everybody
voice?
cry.
Was her voice good? Was it strong?
Reba, yeah, Reba's there.
I didn't. Hear
Reba's
it.
also Reba's also just down the street from me. I live around a bunch of famous people. She's in a toga.
Tiger King, Blake Shelton, and Reba McEntire.
I know. If I could get
does she
tickets.
Stay there, or was that just where she grew
Her family's
up?
there. Her sister's there.
Oh yeah, her sister.
She comes to visit. She just opened her restaurant, Reba's Diner.
Oh,
So we need to go eat there.
and ask for Reba. May we see Reba, please?
Yeah. And when we don't like it, can we have a rebate? Let's see if they get it.
Reba, is she cooking the meals? If she's not cooking the meals, I'm out. I don't care.
I don't know. Somebody, she
It's just a
probably
diner,
approves of
and
the meals.
She made some recipes, and she's got a diner. It's like the Pioneer Woman. My wife and I.
Yeah.
My wife was a large. Phrasing is not good on that. My wife is a big fan of the Pioneer Woman back in the day.
Oh,
And so we went to where the Pioneer Woman, her family is located in Oklahoma. They've got a store. It's like, basically it's Disneyland for Pioneer Woman. And it's just like this large general store. It's
Disneyland for middle-income white women.
Basically.
Who likes to bake. Yeah.
With, the action hair they have, the haircut they got. And it was fine. It was good. But she's not there. She's nowhere around. She's at her large ranch making millions and millions of dollars. But, you do you, I guess. That's just me hating rich people. And it's just
But that would be an incredibly popular restaurant if it was named after a person who would work there every day. If you had a celebrity restaurant and that celebrity was there when it was opened, that would be it.
It would be amazing.
Like people would be that would be amazing. To being served at some country restaurant by Reba. How you doing, honey? That would be crazy.
Fancy fries? You have to serve fancy fries.
Everybody. I take back my comment earlier about the best commercial. That Sarah V commercial with Michael Cera.
Michael Cera was funny when he smacked it on the mountain. He's like, moisturize the mountain. Okay,
Yes.
My favorite commercials. We actually didn't discuss this. My favorite commercials were, I enjoyed that one. That was a humorous.
Yeah.
I was really proud that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon got together for a commercial, and Ben Affleck was willing to make a fool of himself.
That commercial cost like $1 billion to get J-Lo and all that.
Super expensive. My other favorite, let's see. I actually enjoyed the Reese's one that is apparently on like a lot of hate lists, where they're like, the one lady's like jumping out the window and then jumping back in. That cracked me up.
I love that Reese's one. Grandma. Yeah, Grandma flying onto the
that dude in the
make
corner.
it out. Yeah. I like that one. That was good.
And my favorite of all is Twisters.
Twisters?
The movie.
Oh, yeah.
You got Hangman.
That's gonna be awful.
Hangman's going to be chasing Twisters. Are you kidding me? I'm there.
Yeah. That's going to be crazy. I mean, I made a comment during that commercial about how cheesy the old one was, and it about started a fight. Everybody was like, no, it wasn't cheesy. I was like, no, listen to some of the lines in that show.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's real bad.
It's bad.
But it's one of those, it's so bad it's good. I love Twister. It has a deep, deep place in my heart because I clearly remember watching that back in the day, and I love Twister very much, and it's so unrealistic. You got, first of all, R.I.P. What's his name? I forget his name. Two R.I.P. There's two.
Yeah.
You got Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
And what's the main dude?
And Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Two legends. Game over, man. Or if you want to go Twister related, what was his line in that movie? We got cows, something.
We got cows. We got debris.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman. We got Greenidge. That was just a fantastic movie with these two actors that before they even became really, really good. Helen Hunt. I mean, it's just so epitome of 90s. That is the most 90s of movies. The graphics, very good. I mean, the ones from this movie didn't seem that much better from the Twister of 96. It was really good.
I hope it's super cheesy.
I do too. And I love Hangman. I don't know the actor's name. He was Hangman and Maverick. I love that guy. He's the new Tom Cruise as far as I'm concerned.
I'm looking him up because I can't picture him. Hang on. Oh yeah, that dude. Glenn Powell.
Yes. He's very good.
Or yeah,
I like him.
I think that's who it is. Yeah.
I wish him all the success.
Yeah. There you go. He is the new up and coming. He's trying to be an action star person.
And they had the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, which you got to go online and check out, which I have not yet, because I'm not really a Deadpool guy. I mean, he was kind of like after I came around.
I like how they just started doing the thing instead of just showing the trailer. They just say, go online. It's like 10 seconds. Go online. We're not going to waste our time.
And
go online.
The Wizard of Oz movie, Wicked, I don't care. I could not care any less.
Yeah, I know.
I like Wizard of Oz. I don't care about any lore around it. I do not care.
What they should do is combine Twister and the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. So like the tornado.
Dorothy's family.
And as soon as the house falls and kills the witch, and it's like, here they come, the Twister people, and it just be this psychedelic thing of like, they're in the Wizard of Oz, but they're chasing tornadoes.
That would be
little
amazing.
Monkey people. We got monkeys.
You've got
monkeys spinning around
now.
Tornadoes. I'm ready.
And you can have. Did you notice they're still using the same contraption from the first movie? Like, has technology not advanced since then?
That they have to put down in front of the tornado? Like, there's not a drone they could just fly into it?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
All right, Jerry. So what games did we play this week?
I did. I played stuff.
Me too.
I played.
Me too.
I had a friend that, I say a friend. It's
Who was
my
it?
My wife's cousin. You don't know her. She come up and demanded to come over to my house to play a board game, which was super odd. She's from Texas. You know how them Texans are.
Demanded to play a board game.
Yes, because she had just played a board game that she thought was amazing. She had never played before. She had never really played board games, and she said this was the greatest. Like, she was just enthralled.
What was it?
She brought Catan to my house.
It's still bringing them in. What can you say?
So after we played this game, I said, now that you've played this, I'm going to have to stop you and say, listen, we're going to play something else, like before you leave. And we didn't have a lot of time, so I ran in and grabbed a game that I thought would just exemplify, just quick, simple, try something out. I got Biblios out.
Nice.
And played Biblios with them. Of course, that blew their mind. And then my wife requested to play Biblios again, just me and her, after her cousin left, and my wife beat me promptly. And so Biblios still stands out as one of the greatest games ever. And then my daughter, I tasked her with, during the Super Bowl, anybody who wants to just stay over on this side of the house and just play stuff, card games, whatever, here's stuff, you figure it out. She loves that Taco Cat goat cheese pizza game, which is apparently the blackjack of card games. She played that with people, but also played That's Not a Hat. And apparently that was a big hit as well. That's Not a Hat, which is that little goofy trying to remember what you have and give it away to people. Mm-hmm. It's just the memory game. So that was a huge success. And I'm trying to think what else got played. That's Not a Hat, Cat, Goat, Cheese, Pizza.
I find it fascinating. Catan, after all these years, now that you say that, I've had it's my wife's family, basically her cousin and my brother, my cousin-in-law, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, they're in none of this matters. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. They have started having like this game day every week. The game they have played to get that has lured people in, freaking Catan. It boggles my mind. Catan still is the gateway game to Gen Zers, and I'm talking like their daughter is like 17 years old, playing Catan. Her and all her friends are playing Catan. Catan stands the test of time.
It's terribly boring once you've played it.
Right. Do I play Catan?
Moved on.
No, I'm done with Catan. I've moved on. So the mother of the Gen Zer has said, okay, we played Catan. We've started kind of like this game night. What do we play now? And I'm like, that's a massive question. I don't know. Did they like Catan? If they like Catan, they might. I mean, when people ask, where do I go from here? That's such a massive question of like, here's other gateway games. Are they willing to move on from that? Did they find this boring? Did they find this exciting? What aspect of Catan did they like? Do they like the worker placement? Do they like the bidding aspect? What do they like?
There's no worker placement.
Huh?
There's no worker placement in Catan.
Well, okay. I mean, okay. Well, when you set your house down, when you make the house or the settlement.
It's like that Machikoro rolling die.
Right.
I
recommended several games, and then it did hit me. I was like, oh, Machikoro. They need to try Machikoro because Machikoro's
No, they don't. They need to play Space Base.
Or Space Base. It's the modern Catan. You roll dice. It's super fast. It's super quick. This is basically Catan on crack, but more boring, perhaps, for some that might think so. But anyway, I was like, it's fascinating to me, nonetheless, that Catan is still the first game being played. And I don't even know where they got Catan from because I haven't talked to her. But I was like, I want to ask, where did you find, why is Catan the game? Like, who brought this in?
It's just a target. It's known.
So.
People talk about Catan. I set out Everdale to play with the cousin when they come back, because Everdale is like, to me, a very enticing game. The artwork, and it's completely the opposite of Catan. Like, Catan is just randomness. Roll a dice. You kind of sort of negotiate with people, but you really don't. Everdale is this idea of just gathering resources, building cards, and working off the cards. That it's beautiful. It's good to look at. And that was like my next thing to be like, if you like Catan, this is boring. Catan's boring once you finally move past it.
I recommended
but
Pandemic.
You have to. Ooh, that's co-op. And Pandemic's hard. Pandemic's super hard for people who are new.
She was looking for something like, okay, we played Catan. What do we play next? And of course, I told her the whole thing of, I don't know what they like about Catan. I don't know who you're playing with. All these, extemporaneous.
Everdale.
That's a good game. But they don't sell that at Target like you're saying.
Yes, they do.
Really?
They sell all of it. Yes. Everdale sold at Target.
I did not know that. I did.
That's because you don't go to Target. You're a Walmart shopper.
We don't have a Target where I live. Sorry.
I know. I don't have one either, but I go to Target.
Everdale's available at Target. I did not know that. Does it come with the same glorious pieces, or is they all cardboard?
I believe so. Let me look it up real fast, because I see it there all the time.
That would be incredible. I would have to.
Yep, it's at Target. Yeah.
Here's my thing. I do enjoy Everdale. It is very basic. I get that. I would go Pandemic over Everdale, because Pandemic has a bit of excitement to it when the disease spreads and you're working together to fight that. I mean, I know there's better games than Pandemic. We're talking about people that, like me, come into the hobby with Catan. Where do you go from here? We don't know. We've never played anything like this before. I think Pandemic's like, okay, you're going to work together to fight this. Yes, there's the alpha gamer thing, whatever, you can contend with that. But I mean, ultimately, you get the idea of the game and the cooperative nature of fighting this disease, and you're all fighting it together to keep from being wiped off the map. I think Pandemic, to me, is a good next step beyond Catan. But Everdale's really good as well. If you really do like, the cards, reading the cards, using that worker action and stuff like that.
But if you want to get technical, like Ticket to Ride would be the next step type thing as well.
Ticket to Ride is so boring to me. God, I hate recommending Ticket to Ride, but I do recommend it because do you like gin rummy? You like collecting sets of cards and laying them down all at once, and then
which is Catan.
Then you just now lay down your trains. Okay, you've played rummy, but now it's with trains. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I prefer personally Pandemic over Ticket to Ride or Catan or Carcassonne. I hate freaking Carcassonne. I hate Carcassonne. I hate Carcassonne. I hate Carcassonne.
I don't recommend Carcassonne. I don't like Carcassonne at all.
People love that game, but I don't understand.
I don't know why.
I don't either.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't get it either.
So, if you're done with what you showed your people, I will discuss.
I'm done.
I will discuss Ready, Set, Bet.
Please.
I played Ready, Set, Bet at full capacity. Jerry has come on here previously in another podcast, and when Enrique played Ready, Set, Bet with just the two of them.
Limited capacity.
It can be done. Not ideal. Ready, Set, Bet is a game of placing bets on horse racing. You can roll the horses and bet with a human person on a board where you're rolling 2 die, and it's basically Can't Stop or Camel Up, but it's, for me, the more ideal thing is Can't Stop. You're playing Can't Stop and then betting on it. There's the app that has the noise, it has the music, and you can adjust the speed of the rolling from 2 seconds down to 0.5 seconds. I played this at full capacity. We had Frigate Jess, Deej Char. I don't know. We were full capacity. I think it plays 8, not counting the person rolling the die. So 7, not counting the person rolling the die. I'm getting lost in the weeds here, but nonetheless.
I wish you'd just get to the point.
The point is, for me personally, Ready, Set, Bet is not near as good as Camel Up.
I agree.
The excitement of Camel Up, I didn't get anywhere close to the excitement of Camel Up, where you're betting on this particular camel and hoping it does something crazy. The number it rolls when you dump it out of the pyramid on the die, and it does something crazy and it crosses the finish line. Ready, Set, Bet, there's many things against it. One, you can wait till almost the results before you bet. That doesn't help with excitement. It's like you're just holding off until the last minute. Now, granted, if all the bets on that particular horse are covered, well, then you don't have anywhere to go. But Ready, Set, Bet doesn't have the intensity, the what's going to happen, the I hope so-and-so wins. It doesn't have that feel that Camel Up does. You're not rooting for a particular horse because you're waiting for a particular horse to get to a certain spot and then like, oh, okay, I can bet on it now. There's also the effect of, I asked a couple of people, I said, did you prefer me rolling the die and announcing it, or did you prefer the app? Literally, it was split down the middle. Some people were like, well, the app is faster. Like, it made it go by much quicker. Because if I'm rolling the die, yeah, it's much slower because I got to roll the die, figure out the winner, make the adjustment, move the horse, roll the die again. The computer can do it way faster, obviously. DJ and his wife said they preferred me rolling because it gave them time to comprehend what was going on the floor. And my sister-in-law as well. My sister-in-law was really frustrated with the game. She's like, when the app was going and just announcing horse number 7, number 6, it was like, it was too much for her. She was very frustrated with it. She's not a gamer, but she was very frustrated with it. When I was doing it, it was slower, obviously. I'm human. Announcing the results, moving the horse on the board, rolling the die again. Much slower. But when you're betting, you can keep track of what's going on, which horse is ahead, all that stuff much faster. Much, much better. I preferred the app because it did go faster. I felt like I was too slow. To me, that was boring. Nonetheless, I had literally, it was split down the field of Frankie killed this game. My friend Frankie, he was like waiting and betting till the last minute on the horses that were doing the best, and then he would bet, and he almost won the game. He did not. He actually lost to the person that was the most lost in this game, my sister-in-law, Brandy. She had no idea what was going on. She randomly placed her stuff. She won the game. But what is frustrating for me, and what's frustrating for several of the people in the game, was they weren't excited. This game, you would think you're going to be excited. I was way more excited in Camel Up than at any point in this game. And I think what helps in this game, what makes you invested is picking a horse and hoping it wins. There's no fun in waiting until that last horse crosses that red line and then all bets are off. You can't do any more bets. There's no fun in waiting and to seeing who's progressing good. I don't like that in this game. I will probably sell Ready, Set, Bet.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Enrique didn't like it. And I was wondering if it was going to be any good with that full complement. And since we hadn't played it with, the full group, I was not really wanting to pass judgment on it until we've gotten to play with a much larger group. But yeah, I kind of had the same feeling. So it was not. It's not that great. I didn't.
Not there. Like there's people like, oh, if you name the horses. I mean, Jeff Madigan of Gamecasters, he's like, name the horse. Your friend Jeff.
Jeff.
He said, name the horses, crazy names.
What are you doing talking to Jeff?
He's like, name the horse like Yo Mama moves into first. I'm like, okay, that's humorous, but it doesn't really add the excitement. I mean, it's humorous, but it doesn't add to the excitement of the game for me at all. I mean, making corny jokes is not going to make the game for me.
Jeff doesn't. Why are you talking to Jeff?
I like Jeff. Jeff is
Don't talk to Jeff. Jeff's a loser.
So DJ says, I can't speak for Char. I'm not a fan of super fast-paced games. It's not a bad game if you like gambling. I just prefer more strategy over random dice rolls. Okay, so if that's your style, obviously, it's not for you. His wife, who plays even fewer games than DJ does, she's the one that she says, I got a little lost with the computer, and I think I like putting everything out there and seeing where it went instead of putting chips down every call, making it a real game of chance. So she actually preferred placing the bets basically pre-game and then having a horse to root for, as opposed to watching the horses race and then just betting on the horse that's ahead, which is what I agree with, because Camel Up does that. You can wait, obviously, but in Camel Up, you kind of just choose a camel and you're rooting for that camel the whole game. Ready, Set, Bet, the bones of a good game are here. I like what it does. The prop bets, the VIP cards, all this extra stuff. Nobody even touched them. It's like, we're doing good enough just to bet on the horses. We don't need all this extra stuff. And I had full capacity. Yeah. It was unnecessary. Nobody not once did they place any bets on the prop bets. They did place on the exotic finish, but that was just me and Frankie. Most of the bets just went to the straight up win, place, and show columns. And I don't know. It didn't really land with my group.
Yeah. Well, that's been the case. I'm kind of lukewarm on it too. But yeah, I know some people really like it, but but I don't know. I mean, maybe we try it again with another group and see. But so far, I've not had.
We might try it again with a group of like pure gamers, like me, you, and Enrique, and at a BGG. Like, I would like to try it like that. But even at that, it's like, here's the thing for me. It's like, always bet on 7. Why would you not? That's what gets me.
I don't know. I don't remember the game enough. I don't think that this Is it rolling the dice and the numbers? Because I mean, there's got to be a way to mitigate that.
Well, they try to mitigate it with the other horses. The further out you get, so if you roll 7 twice in a row, you get nothing. But if you roll 6 or 8 twice in a row, you get a +1. If you roll a 5 or 9 twice in a row, you get a +2. If you get to roll the further, like if you roll, box cars twice in a row, you get a +3. So they try to mitigate that in that way. But ultimately, I mean, none of those horses ever won the race. It's always like between the 5 and the 9 that win the races.
Yeah.
It's like always bet on 7, just like Can't Stop. It's literally like Can't Stop, but you're betting on it. It's like I would go with 7 all the time because 7 is always getting rolled.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Well, it's fine. Well, I gotta get off here. I got stuff to do. I still gotta clean up after my awesome Super Bowl party. Basically, it was a mess.
Next week we're talking about Mafia, even though because we're making this Super Bowl related. I'm gonna put this one out this week
because the Super Bowl's rigged. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I thought so too.
All right, well, that'll do it for this episode. Until next time when we talk about Mafia, I'm Gaby.
This Jerry.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tolerating this episode of the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.